Do you know what one of the most maddening parts of coaching is? And this is true at the highest level. UFC champions down to amateurs early in their career. You're yelling the same thing at them. You can find it at all levels. Hands up. Hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. It seems simple, but apparently it's confusing. Apparently it's difficult. I think there's a really good reason people put their hands down when they're not supposed to, and I'm going to explain it. Basically, it's because you're a lazy coward. Explain this to me. Yeah, explain this to me. Explain. You're standing there, and you too, not you as well, but also you, your hands are down. I'm yelling, hands up! And you keep your hands down, and you get hit in the face. And I'm like, yeah, see, hands up! And you keep your hands down, you get hit in the face. Explain that to me. Why are your hands down?
Can't see.
Can't see. Bingo. You feel like you need to see. I'm surprised you said that.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to sneak that one up on him. That's the cowardly part. We're scared. You're scared and maybe somewhat lazy. The scared part, where we can't see, that's sort of not real. This is especially true in combat sports where there's gloves involved, boxing or kickboxing, but it's also true in MMA and even in self-defense. When our hands come up, we feel like this is taking information away from us, but it's likely taking away information that you don't need. Most people know that when you're looking at your opponent, you're supposed to be looking right here, somewhere in this area. Opinions vary, and there's like maybe you want to engage in some psychological warfare and look them in the eye, but you definitely don't need to look at their hands or feet as much as it might feel like, even though that's where the danger comes from. Comes from our peripheral vision being a little faster than our direct vision. That's a different video. But you just need to be able to, I don't need to see his face. A lot of times we think we need to see the person's face, so we don't want to have our hands up. Put your hands up. I think I need to see his face, or I think I need to see his hands. For whatever reason, I don't want to put my hands up. That's not true. I don't need any of this information. I just need to be able to see right here. If he turns to throw a hook or whatever, I'll get information that tells me to block from there. I don't need to look here. You don't need to look the person in the face. A lot of times you'll catch guys, when you do a lot of head movement, you can catch guys following your head and face. Like he'll follow me with his eyes and look at me here and miss that. You don't need to see their head or their face. But we don't like to go where we can't see. That's natural. We think we need that information. You don't. It's like, you know, in video games when there's water.
Yeah.
Kids play video games today with water in it?
I mean, not really. It just depends.
Is that a thing? Oh my God. Don't you play video games?
There's GT.
Fortnite. Technically Fortnite.
Is there water?
Yes, there's water.
Can you see in the water?
Not really. No.
You can swim in it.
When I played video games, I played Quake. The original Quake. You did not want to go in the water because you couldn't see until you got in the water. So we like to have visual information.
Minecraft.
Is Minecraft scary though?
In the water.
But you don't need to see that much. And if you do want to get some more information, visually speaking, you can go to a long guard. If you put your hands out, I can see a little more and I have a little more of a standoff before, you know, the punches get to me. But in tight, stop putting your hands down. Here's the problem. You think you need to see to get this information. Do you know what your hands up are for?
You asking?
Yeah.
To feel?
No, like what? Put your hands up.
Oh,
hands up.
Okay.
Why am I telling you to do that?
To protect myself.
From what?
More punches.
Which punches?
His punches.
Which ones in particular?
All of them?
Wrong. Your hands are up to protect you from the punches that you don't see coming. If you saw them coming, you wouldn't need your hands up. You could move your head, which I am going to touch. We are going to talk about. I know that people are probably going to be like, I fight better with my hands down. Okay, I'm going to give you some stuff to work with there at the end, like times to put your hand down and why you would do that. I think if you understand why you're putting your hands down, you'll be better at either not doing it or utilizing it. People want to put their hands up when they get ready for punches to come.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I can have my hands down because I'm tired and lazy or I want to see. And then I'll just put them up when it gets bad. How's that work out for you, boys? How does that work out for you? Just put them up when you think it's time to put them up. No, if you only had to put them up when you thought it was time to put them up, you wouldn't need to put them up. They're for punches that you're not ready for. They're for punches that come faster than you were prepared for. Because when it comes to the fight, anyone who's fought or competed can vouch. In sparring, it feels like you're in the Matrix, like you can just see everything and deal with everything. But when the fight comes, that dude comes fast. It happens way quicker.
Yeah.
All right? Put your hands up. There'll come a time and you can put them back down. which we will go over in a second, but put your hands up. They're there to protect you from punches that you don't see coming. Put them up when your coach says put them up. I think sometimes y'all I say hands up and y'all like, I was going to do it, but no, I'm not going to do it because he said it. It's like when your mom tells you to like clean up the kitchen and you were about to.
Yeah.
Now you don't want to.
Were you good at keeping your hands up when you fought?
That's about the only thing. I'm very defensively responsible. I put my hands up. I'll keep my hands up, right? Because I set out, if you remember the video we did, how to win every round, that's one of the goals I suggest you set for yourself is to say, this round, no matter what, I'm going to keep my hands up. Even if you ever intend to use a hands down approach, run that through yourself. Say, this round, no matter what happens, no matter what you give me, right, I'm going to keep my hands up. Even though I'll want to see, oh, my hands are coming down, I need to keep them up, right? And I need to make a whole round where I keep my hands up, right? Make sure we're returning them back to our guard. Set that goal in your mind, and I think you'll find it more comfortable and easier to do. But it's also because we're lazy. And it's not just the laziness of the weight of our hands.
What's the nerves too? And you're tired.
Yeah, your arms feel like jello.
You're a lot more tired than you thought you would be.
Right. Your arms are going to feel like jello. And that's in high pressure sparring or when you compete. But that's not it.
Yeah.
Do you know that having your arms down actually makes it easier to move your head?
I believe that. Yeah.
Try it right now. You try it too. And you try it. Stand up. Put a tight guard on. And move your head. Right? Use whatever head movement. If you put your arms out and down, right? And move your head, it's actually easier because your arms instinctively, assuming that you have any coordination whatsoever. If you're an uncoordinated buffoon, this won't work for you. But if you're coordinated at all, your arms will naturally counterbalance what you're doing. Whether you think about it or not.
Yeah.
You know, if you got any swag at all, now if you're Stiffy McFirst Day, you know, you might be doing your arms the wrong way, right? But if you've got any kind of swag at all, right, your arms are actually going to counterbalance and help you move your head. But let's put our hands down. And now that we understand why our hands are down or why we feel like we want to put our hands down, maybe we'll be better at it. So our hands are up to protect us from punches that we don't predict, right? And our hands would be down to help us move our head and help us move and feel more mobile and have more information. So how do we combine that and make that a real tactic? Well, we need to make his punches more predictable so that we can use our hands down approach to fire off, the counters, right? The boom, like that. Now we can use the process of dropping the hands as well to create that predictability. If I've been super defensive, really responsible, he's been punching me, not getting through, he's been maybe getting like countered, or he's getting tired, like he's just trying to beat on, and I'm just too shelled up. He'll get tired and he'll stop punching, right? So maybe we're standing here and he's not punching, and I want to put my face out there and become predictable. No, don't, because someone's gonna say like, oh, he's punching over there. Like, give it to me right, give it to me right there, right? Oh. Right? You can entice them to hit you. They'll be so mad. And this would be a case where I would use some of that psychological warfare. Like, I've been super tight here. Boom, boom, boom. And I would maybe look them in the eye like, yeah, boom. Like that. Look them in the eye. But that only works if you have their timing down and their rhythm down and some experience and some composure. And you get that. I really recommend starting with a tight guard early on, right? And getting a feel for punches coming in, getting a feel for timing, right? Getting a feel for like his predictability and patterns, common patterns guys use, right? Step in, come on, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Come on, man, let's go. Come on. Now I get a feel for him, and I feel a little more confident in this. Come on, put a combo again. Put a combo again. You got me. But just use it intentionally, not as I'm too scared and weak and tired and lazy and cowardly to do what my coach is asking me to do. Make it a tactical choice that you talk about with your coach. And if you don't have a coach or you're training on your own, this is better. I hate to be a snob. I hate to be a gym snob, like, oh, you got to train. But it's better. It's just higher percentage, especially when the adrenaline kicks in. Just put your hands up. Because when we get scared and we get tired, whatever we think is a good idea is probably not a good idea. So this guy's working his jab a lot. So he's gonna work his jab, boom, becomes predictable. He's trying to pump that thing out there, right? Boom. And I tag him like that. He's working his jab, boom, like that. It becomes predictable, but I dictate when he jabs me. He might use it as a rangefinder, but if I step in and stop, if I'm moving my head and I stop it, that becomes the time that he's gonna jab. Boom. So I know he's not gonna jab now. You can make it predictable by range and timing. If I stand still and don't move my head or move my feet, I'm gonna get jabbed to death. Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! It's maddening. It makes me crazy. Please, guys, just put your hands up. If hands down was working for you, I wouldn't be yelling hands up. I'd be yelling something else. Like, oh yeah, slick movement. Oh, you got him. Oh, you got him red. Oh, you're reading him like a book, son. Good job. No, I'm begging you to put your hands up because what you're doing is not working. Put your hands up. I digress. I'm sorry. It makes me crazy. If you want to put your hands down, it has to be backed up by movement and predictability, which you can make him more predictable. Come on, try it again. Try it again. Oh, you almost got me. Hey. Oh, you're trying to break. See, now he's trying to break the rhythm. So when they start trying to break the rhythm, you start having to read that. No. Oh, okay. All right. I feel good. Let's quit while we're ahead. But that's why your hands are down, because you're a lazy coward. As you become more experienced, it can become a viable tactic. But having an understanding of why you want to do it will help you get better at it. Does that cover it?
Yeah.
What did you take away from this lesson?
What did I take? Mm-hmm. Keep your hands up.
Thank you. Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up!